How we doing, Charlotte?
Oh,
We doing good? You ready to learn a lot about real estate, how to sell a lot? Yes?
Oh, they're so pretty.
I want to hear it. Then I should go and you should just talk to these guys.
Whatever. Sit down, Bill. So,
Lauren.
If y'all don't know, I call Bill my EXP dad. He doesn't love that, but
No, I don't. It makes me feel old.
I also call Shelly my EXP grandma, but she's too young for that. No, so me and Bill go way back.
Way back.
To actually selling real estate. We did a deal together.
We did. Yeah.
We did a big deal together. I think at the time that might have been the most expensive home that I had sold in Charlotte, because I moved to Charlotte in 2012, and I feel like that was like maybe 2014. Yeah. It was Skybrook. You know a little bit about Skybrook, don't you?
You know, I felt bad for you. I held your hand through his deal. We got through it. You know.
Keep telling yourself that, Bill. It's fine. No, but anyway, Bill has built an amazing real estate business. If you guys don't know, but you probably have gotten a phone call from Bill because he's done it like the old school way, if we're honest, right? Bill, do you know how to post on Facebook or open a PDF?
If someone said to me right now, we'll give you $1 million to post something on Facebook, I couldn't do it. No clue. Nope.
But this man knows how to pick up the phone and work a room and network and sell some real estate. So tell us a little bit about how you built your real estate career.
First thing, visualization. You have to see it with your eyes. So every January 1, I would write my goals for the year. And I would tape it on the mirror in our bathroom. And I wrote down, say, 12 goals, January 1. My wife kind of laughed at me. And at the end of the year, I hit everyone, sell so many homes, make so much money, buy our dream home, buy the Mercedes I wanted, boom, 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 all the way down the list. So the next year, I do the same thing. And the next day I come in, I notice that someone scribbled something and wrote like number 14. It was my wife, and she said beach house. And she's like, this is the magic mirror. And sure enough, we hit every goal. And the third year, I write down my list. The next day, there's number 14 again. And it's my wife. It says in-ground pool. So visualization is so important. That's number one. I visualize every goal, and I set them really high. And if I don't make them, it's okay. It's good to fail. You just carry it over, to the next year. 2, know your stats. When you're a listing agent, so one day I was really caught up. This goes like 10 years ago. And I had a listing on Monday. So I decided to do my CMA, the whole binder, everything on Friday. Monday I go over to this nice couple's house and I start talking about comps. I didn't check the MLS before I walked in the door. So here I am telling them how much their house is worth. And the exact same house closed like that morning, and they knew what it closed for. And it was like 40 grand higher than I'm telling they can sell their house. So check your stats daily. When I used to work with buyers, I just didn't let them drip. I checked 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 p.m. at night. I had my whole list taped on my screen of my computer so I could see what hit the market. I made sure I called them before they got pinged in an email, or they might not have checked it for a day. Be confident, guys. When you're there for a listing presentation, do not let that seller control the room. Do not let them control the narrative. You are there for a reason. You're the expert in the room, okay? So I want you to walk in that door, look them right in the eye, stand tall, be confident. And if you have a client, we all have them all the time, they want to start saying how versed they are in real estate. See, that's great. I'm so glad you have a passion for it like myself. And then just take over that conversation. Be confident. And lastly, my wife will tell you, I never met a stranger. If I'm at a bagel shop, I'm talking to the guy in front of me, guy behind me. I left Connecticut today. I'm on the plane. I'm talking to the guy next to me. And then after like a few minutes, he put his ear pods in. He let me know. And then I went over like, hey, how you doing? And I started talking to the person next to me.
It's because you don't know how to scroll your Facebook, Bill. If you knew how to aimlessly scroll. No, I'm just kidding. No, it serves you well. Keep talking, Bill.
So lastly, okay, Lauren is new school. I'm old school. I'm looking at Kayla Lindsay. She's new school. But you can, and you're going to learn about new school in a second. Old school still works. I took 30 agents out to dinner in May, and I challenged them all because they're complaining about the market. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll get 1,000 business cards. I'll stand outside of Lowe's, and when they come in, I'll hand out cards to everyone that comes by. When the manager kicks me out, I'll go down to Home Depot. I'll go to Target. Okay, woman walks out with 3 kids pushing the cart all by herself. I'll be like, hey, let me help you out. Maybe you need a bigger house, right? And I challenge those people.
He's not joking.
I'm not. I challenge those realtors in the room. You can sit at home and do Facebook and Instagram, everything all you want. I guarantee you, let's just work one day, Saturday. You work your computer, and I'll go face to face, and we'll see how we do. Last tip I want to give, open houses. This is off the mark here. When you do an open house, bring your mortgage rep with you and put out a glass of Tiffany wine glasses or champagne glasses, bottle of champagne. Have everyone sign in on your laptop or your iPad. Then the next day you have 10 people, okay, get their addresses, and tell these people when they show up at the open house, we're giving away a bottle of champagne and glasses to one lucky winner. The next day, go with your rep, go to all 10 people and say they won. Knock on their door, say, guess what, you won. People love to win, and guess what they do? They invite you in the house. And then you start telling them what a great house it is, and then you'll get the listing eventually. So that's it. Last thing, sponsorship. You try to own a community. I lived in a community called Skybrook in Huntersville for a while, and in 10 years I sold 180 homes there, so that was like 18 homes a year. So I sponsored everything. There was a swim meet. Guess what I did? I had a table out. I had all the updated MLS was sold, 10, 12 pieces delivered, handing out pizza. The parents stopped watching their kids swim. They'd talk to me about what their house is worth, right? You have New Year's Eve party, you go there, you greet everyone at the door, and you buy them a drink ticket. I mean, you just have to constantly do that. Easter egg hunt we used to do, I used to give away Yetis. I know they cost like $20 a piece now, but I did it. They were more expensive back. I would do 200, I'd just give them away. And instead of giving a glass away like all the other realtors, I give an iPad. So spend the money, it will come back to you. So sponsorship, be confident, act like you never met a stranger, and you'll sell a lot of real estate.
I want to ask you a question about that because I think a lot of agents in our industry will start to farm a neighborhood and they do it twice and they give up and they say, oh, it doesn't work, right? I spent $500, I sent one postcard, I did one event, and it doesn't work. How many flyers do you think you have sent to that community of Skybrook over the years?
Oh, close to 200,000 at least. You have to farm for a year before they get to. And by the way, when the market crashed in 2007, I spent a lot of money in that magazine, Corey's magazine, and he called me. He's like, all the realtors are dropping. Please, Bill, you're in 3 magazines. I might have to close my business if you drop. I said, well, I got a full page in every magazine. I said, I won't stop my $3,000 a month I'm giving you on one condition. You give me a page for free, and I want the 2 center pages. I did that on purpose because when all the other realtors left the business and you ran into them at Home Depot or Lowe's, they had to get a job because times were so tough. I kept going. I pulled money out of savings to keep going because I knew when the market came back that I would get the business. And it was a big gamble, but it totally worked. When the market came back, people were like, here's your flyer. Yep. We used to have 20 realtors in the cylinder. It was only you for about a year. So I kept doing that.
Yeah. No, I commend your consistency for sure. I think it's awesome.
Well, thank you. And Lauren, let's talk about you. Lauren, for like the last 7-8 years, is always cracking 20 million a year in closed volume. And she is, without...
I'm tired.
Excuse me?
I'm tired.
You're tired. Well, you do a lot more than that. But Instagram is pretty big for you. How'd you start Instagram and how's it turned out for you?
Yeah, so I just decided to show up. I decided to stop worrying about what I look like and what I sounded like because newsflash, y'all, that is what you look like and that is what you sound like. So we have to kind of get over ourselves, right? I just started committing to showing up on stories and I didn't watch it back, honestly. I wouldn't sit and obsess over it. I would just, this is what I'm doing throughout my day. This is behind the scenes, and I would post it. And I just started doing that consistently over and over and over. And honestly, I'm not as great at it now as I once was. But you know what? There's a like, not a story. What's the word I'm looking for? Lesson. And that too. Sometimes you put the work in on the front end, and on the back end, you can sit back just a little bit. So put the work in consistently. But anyway, as far as like the Instagram goes, I just started making connections, and I started showing up as myself authentically. And this is kind of like, you get what you get. And the biggest compliment that I ever got was, oh my gosh, you're the exact same in real life. I'm like, thank you. I never want to be the person that you show up online and then you meet in real life and they're like, oh wow, you're really different. Like, that's awkward. So yeah, that's just how I did it. I just committed to showing up, and I just kept showing up, and my business kind of exploded from there.
It sure did. But there's another thing, you know, you have to be a humble, trustworthy agent. Okay, so when Lauren and I did our deal, you know, there's agents out there, come on, there's probably a few of us here that might be that way. Stop being that way. You treat it like a chess game. Stop treating it like a chess game. If Lauren has a seller, I have a buyer, and my buyer won't go up anymore, Lauren's seller won't go down anymore, okay? Then have a conversation with each other. Say, is there anything else we can do because we're stuck at price? Right. Okay? The last thing is dropping the commission. Is it closing earlier? Is it personal property? For the love of God, what is it? Okay? Don't beat each other up. So back to Lauren. When we did our first deal, okay, I was like, my God, she's like the nicest realtor I ever did a deal with, you know? Didn't try to kick my ass through the process. She was helpful. She was nice about it. We worked well together. So that, you know, when Lauren was at Keller Williams, I went to EXP, I was like, she was one of my first calls. You know, I want to have a strong organization with people that have strong morals and ethics, and that will pay forward if people notice that you as the realtor. And sure, big impact on me when the first deal we did together.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So Lauren, besides being a great realtor, one day said to me, hey, I formed this like Facebook group called Girls with Grit. I said, okay, sounds kind of cool, and tell me more about it. And she did. We're here to support women, you know, excel in real estate. And a few weeks later, she's like, hey, we got like 600 people already in our Facebook group. And then she's like, you know, I think this Saturday we're having a little kind of like coaching program. We're going to charge them like $50. And she's like, Bill, 400 of them showed up. 400 showed up. So women in real estate, you women are so powerful. Let Lauren explain a little more from that point on how Girls with Grit took off.
Oh gosh. Well, I like to tell people it was sort of an accident because we did not start Girls with Grit to ever have any kind of like coaching company. In fact, I was like, I will never be a real estate coach. I do not want to be a real estate coach. Like there's a lot of people up here that talk theory but actually don't do transactions, that have never been in the trenches. And so I was very like over that. I'm like, you don't know what it's like every single day out here in the field, right? So honestly, the story in Girls with Grit is just show up. Like show up and meet your community, whatever that looks like. If that's a group of agents, if that's your clients, if that's your farm neighborhood, just show up and like meet the need. And if you will continue to show up and meet the need, like crazy things will happen. Because we never set out to build a big old coaching company. We really didn't. We just wanted, in fact, our first thing that we ever did was who in here, I know that we have a couple OGs back here. Who did our Grit Iron Challenge? Is anybody in the room? See, we have a couple hands. Okay, we were like, this will be fun. Let's do 8 weeks of just like a boot camp, because it was right when COVID started and people just needed each other and they needed support. We're like, everybody buy in, it'll be $50, you buy in, and then at the end of it, whoever has the most points, we did points, we'll just get all the money, right? So me and my two business partners, Jamie and Tara, because we've been in the business for 20 years apiece, we're like, let's just bring all our ninja tricks, right? So we basically laid out everything, like our best stuff, in 8 weeks, and out of that birthed our coaching company, because the girls were like, well, now what? Like, you can't leave us. We like need each other. And so from there, our coaching company started. But again, just meet your people where they're at. Just serve. Just show up. If you see a problem, find a solution, and crazy things can happen. It's been awesome.
Well, let's look at some stats here. How many Girls with Grit are on Facebook now?
We have in our free community over 20,000.
20,000.
Thanks.
Okay. Average realtor that goes through her program earns over $200K a year in GCI, closes over 24 deals a year. Second-year students, okay, up 212% that stick with the program, which is amazing. And over 8,000 agents have done
a course. They've done a course or bought one of our templates, which is cool. That is cool. That's like such impact that I never thought I would be able to be a part of. And don't get me wrong, it's not me and it's not me and my two business partners. It is a whole community and it's a whole movement. And because of the women that are a part of it, just we're all better and it's so fun.
Listen, I said it before, I'll say it again. Women are so powerful in this business. I know, I used to own 6 Curves for Women. Okay, Curves for Women took off like crazy. Men could have never done that, okay? The Girls with Grit, I could form Boys with Bounce, okay? And
he can't have Guys with Grit because we already own the domain. Sorry,
who's going to join with me? Maybe Barry, maybe Marcus, and that's it. No, Craig would never do it, okay? So there's so much strength there. And if you join Girls with Grit, I promise you, your sales are going to go up. You're going to learn a lot. You know Shake It Off, Taylor Swift? You know that song? You know that song got no attraction until she joined Girls with Grit. And it went right to the top of the charts. Okay? So that's important.
You're sweet.
So that's all. I have nothing else. I'm really shy, so I get off stage. Don't talk to me.
No, I think the coolest thing about this is just remembering, like, you're only one relationship away from your entire life changing. Had Bill not reached out to me about EXP, thank you, Bill. I owe you a whole lot. Not my kids. Well, maybe you can have them on the weekends if you want. But I owe Bill, like, honestly, had I not met Bill, I wouldn't know EXP. I wouldn't have met my business partners. I wouldn't have been able to fall into this accidental coaching company where we get to impact women, and I have women come up to me telling me like their lives are changed because of what we're doing. And that was because of one relationship, okay? So don't overlook the power of this room and what your life might look like in 12 months just from being open-minded and having conversations and maybe looking at things a little bit different than what you might have looked at them before, because it's powerful. One relationship can change your life, so.
Absolutely. Craig and Shelley, I met at Keller Williams. They decided to switch over to EXP. I went with him. Craig's not a hugger, by the way, so you see him hug him, he hates it. I hug him all the time.
Let's all hug Craig after this.
I always give him a hug because I'm so grateful that they approached me. Example, I approached one agent out in Vegas because I need a referral. I purposely didn't call it EXP agent. And I got an agent out in Vegas, didn't know him. After like 4 months he joined. I have 150 people in Vegas now, and I have 3,000 people in my organization. So just one phone call can really change a lot. But any help that any of you guys ever need, please reach out to me. I'm here to help agents. That's what I do every day now.
He means that. Call him. Don't send him a Facebook.
Yeah, don't text me. Just call me, okay? It's easier.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for having us.
Thanks, guys.